What's going on? Welcome back to Real World Tool Reviews. And I'm finally doing a video about Lineman pliers. I can't believe it took me this long to do a video about, kind of the style videos that I do about different tools where I have like all the ones I have and the different varieties and brands and stuff and compare them. I've found some really nice pairs lately, and I just did these Klein coats on this pair of Harbor Freight ones that I fixed up, and y'all may have seen that video. Came out a couple days ago, and man, these turned out great. But I just wanted to talk about linesman's pliers and just do what I normally do with all the rest of the tools. I love lineman pliers for twisting wire together and cutting wire, especially like Romex and stuff. When I wired up this shop, I was using these a lot. You can maneuver, you can kind of like manipulate wire really well with these. You just can you can grab a bunch of wires and move them back into a box. And they're just like, probably my favorite thing about linesman's pliers is just like, if you got them on you, you can easily cut stuff all the time. Like, you can all the time just, cut something real quick, cut some Romex real quick. That's UF, 12 gauge UF that I use to run power to this shop, and it's heavy stuff, and it just cuts, these Kleins cut through it like butter. If you have a pair of these, you can cut really easily and grab something really easily. It's just like, they're just essential for especially electrical work, and I find myself using them in a lot of situations where I just need to grab something good and pull it, or bend something or whatever. So, but like all my tools, I say this about everything, I like to have options and I like to have different sizes of lineman pliers. And like I always do, I kind of go over, these are all the ones I have, basically. I think this is actually all the linesman pliers that I own. And but right here is like my favorites. And these two are relatively new, especially these diamonds. And these are like just beautiful. I got these in a tool haul a couple weeks ago, and they were really, really jacked up looking, like super, super rusty, and I pretty much got them looking pretty beautiful. There was some pitting here. I'm not going to go crazy trying to restore these. I just wanted to get them back ready to go, because these handles are a little messed up in spots, so I'm not trying to make these beautiful, but I wanted to get them looking good and ready to roll, because I'm using these, and these are maybe going to go like in a kit, and I have fallen in love with this size of linesman's pliers. This is the only 8-inch pair that I have that's like this. And they don't cut as well. Like, you gotta squeeze pretty hard to cut this 12 gauge, but you can cut it pretty well. It's like, if you gotta do it all day, I wouldn't use these, but if you just gotta do some, it's not bad. And what these are for, really, I think, more than anything, is this is 14 gauge Romex, and if you're doing residential electrical work, you're going to use this all the time, and it just cuts that no problem, and they're really comfortable to use. I love these plastic handles. They're just really nice. These green handles are really cool. And so sometimes you can just have these, and it's easier to work with than the full size. Now, what I will say is these Kleins with the double dipped handles are about as awesome a pair of linesman's pliers as you're going to find. These are my favorite ones. This is the Klein HD 2000-9NE. This is the granddaddy of them all, in my opinion. They don't have crimpers or fish tape pullers or anything like that, but it's the 2000 series cutting, super hardened cutting edges, cutting knives or whatever. And the red ones have the double dipped handles. And once you have used these with the double dipped handles, and then you pick up this set of Kleins, it's like, damn, these are so much less comfortable. Now, these are my Kleins that I've had for a long time, the D213 9-inch ones, and they're great. They got crimpers. I have used these for a long time. They've been with me, and I've loved them. I've taken pretty good care of them. I've really put these things through it. Like, I've just beat on them and done all kinds of stuff. They're a little bit loose now, kind of in the rivet, and you can see a little bit of light through the cutters. If you hold it up to some light, you might not be able to see it on the camera, but they're still in pretty damn good shape. And these have been my favorites for a long time, but I have to say, these Kleins have overtaken them. This is the best pair you can get, in my opinion. But man, these diamonds, they're awesome. And then I found these. Now these are the old school Kleins with the really nice stamping in there. M. Klein and Sons, Chicago, USA. It just looks beautiful. These are little 6-inch ones. And they're not quite as useful. Like, they're a little too small for a lot of stuff. But they work great. I mean, you can still cut 14 Romex all day with it. And, I might try using them in certain situations. Like, I want to, let me see it. Just want to twist some wire together with them real quick. I'm going to strip this wire, and do a little bit of an experiment here with the 8 inches and the sometimes when I'm doing these videos, I think like, oh, I've got everything prepared, and then I get ideas and it all goes out the window. These are the only strippers I have in here right now, these automatic ones, which they work good. I just have to, you gotta get used to these automatic ones. They're not what I'm used to. But look how easy they strip it. It's kind of nice. Just gotta get in the groove of getting it in the right spot. But anyway, so here's your little 3 copper wires you need to twist together. So let's say if I was just doing some light stuff, I could get these, and what's nice about them is you can kind of hold them together without, but I don't know, they're kind of, the jaws are too small really to, I don't know, it's actually not bad to do it with these. I don't mind that. Get a little twist. I don't know though. They feel like maybe they don't have enough torque to them, I'm gonna do the same thing with the 8-inch ones and see how that feels. See how that, you want it to feel like just easy. I might just redo this video because I feel like I'm kind of fumbling around and wasting time, but maybe not. Sometimes I feel like I'm boring people, and every time I say I feel like this video is boring, somebody comments and says it wasn't boring at all. So, man, these 8-inch ones, they just really that just feels like you got a lot of control and a little more leverage to make it. I just think that's great. So I'm going to put these in my everyday electrical pouch because that's how much I like them. That's how much these diamond ones have impressed me. And I just love them. So anyway, these are just my favorite ones, and I think it is necessary. I haven't used the 6-inch ones that much. I have kind of piddled around with them in the shop. They're more like, I just thought they were so cool. And I also found these Pexto ones recently. They have really cool handles. They're not as nice as the Kleins. But I mean, they're nice. They're not like, I don't know. I just don't know how often I'm going to use this small of a pair of linesman pliers. I think this 8-inch pair is a lot more useful. And man, I'm so glad I found these. Somebody was asking to buy these on the last video I did about these, and I understand why they want them because they're awesome, but they're not for sale. Sorry, but if I find another pair, I'll sell them on my eBay. How about that? So, you know, you should have those 3 sizes, I think. But there's a few other kinds, like what I would say is the Kleins are just the best ones. Like, you know, I don't know if they make a size like this. I'm sure they do. But man, I love these diamonds. But if you're gonna get the standard 9-inch pair, get the Kleins. Now there's a lot of other ones. Knipex. I have to say that I really like these Knipex ones. I just don't like them as much as Kleins. They're just not as heavy duty. They're lighter. They're kind of like almost more comfortable. You know, if you're using them all day, maybe because they're lighter. But they don't feel as heavy duty. And I have used these, you know, a good bit. I kept them in my main tool bag for a while, and they work. I mean, they cut amazing. Like they give the Kleins a run for their money, cutting wise. Like, you know, cutting this 12. I mean, that 12 UF is tough stuff to cut. You know, I mean, it's not like, it's still, you know, soft copper, but it's pretty. Oh well, I've pulled a wire out of that, so it's not quite as tough. Let's see if I got. Oh yeah, this has all 3 wires in it. But still, it's like, it's not that hard to cut. But man, you pick up these Kleins, and it's just like, it's so much easier. It's even like, it's noticeably easier with those Kleins. Those D2000 ones, they're the super high leverage ones. But these Knipex ones really cut good. They really do. And they are buttery smooth, like, I mean, everything that you would expect. They're really, really nice. But I just like the Kleins better, especially these double dipped handled ones. These are my classic Kleins that we've already talked about. And now some lineman pliers, they'll have crimpers and stuff. I'm not the biggest crimper. Like, I like a pair of crimping pliers, or like a pair of crimpers, more than this kind of crimper. I thought I would use it when I bought these, and I honestly almost never used it. Once or twice maybe I used it. So, you know, that's just, I like just the standard. I do kind of wish that this pair had something like this, these kind of grabbers, because I have used these grabbers before, you know. And this pair doesn't really have, I mean, you can grab stuff with that, but there's no like teeth to grab on the Kleins. I wish it had on these Kleins something like that. And you gotta have like kind of throwaway pairs. These DeWalt's, these I bought like when I first started doing maintenance. I bought some shitty, like cheaper tools, and just because I needed a bunch of stuff. And these serve me okay, you know. I mean, they'll do the job. I mean, they'll absolutely do the job. They still cut pretty good. They feel cheap, and they don't feel very good. I don't like them very much, and I'll probably sell them. I'm gonna put some of my cheaper, older stuff in a tool bag and bundle it together and sell it on eBay, you know, as like a beginner set. I think that'll probably sell pretty well. You know, these are alright. They're nothing to write home about. I really don't like using them. These are my Harbor Freight ones. This is the nicest pair of Harbor Freight pliers on the planet. They're I put a really nice finish, you know, as you can see. They're Quinn Harbor Freight, and these are actually, for cheap linesman pliers, they're actually really good. These were like covered in rust. I found them on top of a refrigerator in an apartment I was turning, and man, these things are just fancy now. Look how beautiful they are. They actually, I mean, I'm gonna use them. Like, I'm gonna throw them in a kit and use them, because with these Klein handles on them, they're awesome. I really like those. I want to find an older pair of Kleins that, from before they put plastic handles on them, and get some of these Klein coats and put it on them, and that'll be like the Cadillac, That'll be the coolest pair of linesman pliers I've got. You can get like these here. I don't know if you would necessarily call these linesman pliers or not, but they're that style, but they have this screw grabbing end on them, and these are good. I like to use them to get like stripped out T25 screws and stuff when I'm doing patio doors. I do that a lot, and these will grab onto a screw and twist it out super easy. And these are made by Engineer, and they're the same company that makes the Van pliers. They're the same thing. They're just not. They're a little cheaper. You can buy the Engineer with the green handles on Amazon. They're a little bit cheaper than the Van pliers. They're just rebranded from this company. Engineer. They have some good pliers. I've got some other stuff by them. It's good stuff. These are real stiff. They haven't loosened up. I don't know if they will. They're not really meant for cutting, I don't think, very well. I mean, they have cutters, but they're not like super. I guess, the way the rivet is, it's not really well designed for cutting. But they're pretty good, specialty ones. Like I said, I got my little Pextos. These I might give away. And these are also not linesman's pliers, but they're the same style. And what they are for, they're, people know what these are. They're rebar pliers. They're iron, like some people call them iron workers pliers. They're for, like, concrete guys use them to tie rebar together and twist that wire. And, they got, the way that they're designed is like, it fits your hand. You got this little loop here on the bottom, and it's spring loaded. There's a spring here, and they're really good for just like one-handed use, twisting, then cut that wire and move on. They're for efficiency kind of. And what I like to use them for is just tearing shit up. I keep them in my carpentry bag, and I'll just like be pulling nails out, like finished nails, and cutting them, and just grabbing and yanking on stuff with them. And they work really well for that. I actually really love these. They're one of my go-to tools. These are Channel Lock brand, and they're just great. I just love these damn things. I really do. And they're not linesman's pliers, but they're close to it. They're similar to linesman's pliers. So anyway, long story short, linesman's pliers are awesome. I love. These are some of my most beloved tools, and they're not my most really used tools, but every time I use a pair of lineman pliers, I remember how much I love them. They're some of my favorite things of all time. And these right here, these are the Mac Daddies. But anyway, this video has gone on long enough. So, lineman's pliers, again, it's good to have options. Thanks for watching.